So, you're thinking of starting a YouTube channel, but there's still this little voice in the back of your mind that so far has stopped you from really committing. Should you listen to that voice? Is it the voice of reason or is it just fear? There are definitely many pros to starting a YouTube channel, but there are also many cons. In this video, I'll talk about all the pros and the cons so you can make an informed decision about whether or not you should start a gaming channel on YouTube. G'day, my name's Marcus, I'm a video game and YouTube enthusiast, and this channel is all about growing your gaming channel. I upload new videos every Saturday, so feel free to subscribe. I've been on YouTube for about 5 years now, and although I don't claim to be the next PewDiePie, I believe I can help you decide whether YouTube is going to be right for you. Since I first started, there have been a lot of policy changes, updates to the algorithm, and controversies, and YouTube loves drama. The news channels thrive off it, but sometimes people over-exaggerate. On top of that, the dynamics of a gaming channel can be very different to that of a beauty, fashion, or vlogging channel. So what advice can you really take on board if you're considering starting a gaming YouTube channel, and what advice should you ignore? As mentioned previously, I've been in the YouTube gaming industry for a while, and more importantly, I've worked with tons of successful creators in the gaming niche. 5 of those have over 100,000 subscribers. In this video, I'll try and take everything into account and give you a simple yet thorough pros and cons list that will hopefully provide you with some clarity and ultimately help you make the right decision about whether or not you should start a gaming channel. Let's go over some of the pros right now, and then we'll finish with the cons. And also, if you're a content creator, do everyone a favor and leave your own personal pros and cons list down below. So, the pros. Number 1 are the skills you will learn. On YouTube, you will learn skills such as graphic design, where you'll have to design thumbnails, channel art, etc. Video editing, where you'll have to learn how to edit and put together videos. Audio editing, where you'll have to learn how to edit audio, edit vocals, enhance vocals, maybe even make songs or make remixes. Writing, you'll need to know how to write about sections, descriptions, video scripts. Social media marketing, you'll need to learn how to market your channel, and YouTube in itself is social media marketing, but you'll need to learn how to market your videos on social media platforms if you want to grow faster. There are 2 main ways to do this. There are paid ads, and then there is the free way. Either way, you're going to be learning skills that social media marketers use all the time, and you're going to become a better social media marketer. Next, you'll probably learn about outsourcing. So most people I know do a lot of outsourcing for, say, advanced animations, all that kind of thing, because even if they know how to do it, it's going to take a lot of time. And on Fiverr, you can find someone to do it for like $5 to $10. It's insane, and outsourcing has really exploded in the last few years. Moving forward, I believe outsourcing is going to become a big part of society, so learning how to outsource could be a very useful skill. You'll also learn about SEO, which is search engine optimization, which is handy for anyone who wants to have a website, and pretty much every business in the world should have a website. You'll have to learn how to deal with a large amount of people or an audience, how to deal with criticism, learning when to take on feedback, learning how to stay true to your vision for the channel, and maybe even learning how to publicly apologize for mistakes. You'll learn about business and negotiation skills. YouTubers get contacted all the time by brands wanting to work with them. If you don't know anything about business or negotiation, they're not going to take you seriously and you're going to get ripped off. And you'll also need to know a lot about time management, and time management can apply to pretty much any industry in the world. Another big pro is the people you meet. Granted, there are a lot of toxic people in the gaming community, but there's also a lot of awesome people. When I first started out, I made it a goal of mine to collaborate or work with another YouTuber once per week. I met with heaps of people all over the world, made content with them, played video games with them, talked, laughed, joked with them, and these were some awesome experiences, and some of these people I'm still friends with today. YouTube can be a great excuse for meeting new people and putting yourself out there. Next is confidence. For some people, putting yourself out there can be a big risk, a big step out into the unknown. For me, I had been bullied a little bit before I started YouTube, and I was very nervous when I first started my channel. That being said, I believe that YouTube helped strengthen my resolve, helped strengthen my character. I'm not crediting everything to YouTube, but learning how to deal with haters, how to focus on what I wanted to do and my vision for the channel and what I enjoyed, I think definitely strengthened my character. Another pro is that if you know how to work the system, it really can be a get-rich-quick scheme. Now, there aren't many people out there like this, but for example, Logan Paul or Jake Paul. Whether you like them or not, you got to admit they really have a good working system. I mean, 5 million subscribers in 6 months is pretty insane. Aside from all the exposure, the fans, the haters, and whatever else they got, if we're looking at this from a purely business perspective, they got a lot of money. Our final pro is that there's still plenty of room in the video game market. Gaming channels make up a large proportion of YouTube's overall creators. However, if you know how to break into a market or a niche or a sub-market, you have to make sure you're applying the right strategies, because otherwise you're just going to be floundering around with all those other channels and you're going to be wasting your time. I've actually got a video about this, so I'll link that in the description or maybe even at the end of this video. Now, let's talk about some of the cons. The number 1 con for me is that YouTube can be very, very time consuming. Obviously, obviously video editing, photo editing, all of that, let alone the fact that you have to learn those skills first, is very time consuming. Even if you come up with a great time management plan, you're still probably going to be putting hours of work into your channel. For some people, this is just not viable because they're studying or working or whatever it is. And if you're one of those people but you still really want to start on YouTube, I say great, go ahead. Learn the skills, have a bit of fun, but the chances are you're probably not going to be successful as far as subscriber count goes. Another con is that you must acquire and apply the right knowledge to actually succeed. As mentioned previously, I still think there's plenty of room in this market for new people. Even back when I first started, people were saying that it was too late to start YouTube. If you start up YouTube today and pursue it, in 10 years from now, you're going to be looked at as one of the people who got in early. Unlike sites like Vine, YouTube isn't going anywhere. The only catch is you need to know how to break into the community, because if you do it in the wrong way, there's no way your videos will even be seen. And obviously there's no way you're going to get subscribers if no one's even watching your videos. Again, I did create a video about this, so I'll link it in the description and at the end of this video. This concept completely revolutionized my channel and I definitely recommend you check it out. Another con, kind of relating to the time consuming point, is that there are a lot of skills to learn. I listed all of the skills during the pros segment, and although you don't need to learn all of those skills, there are certain ones that you can't avoid unless you already have a lot of money and you can pay for outsourcing. A big con for a lot of people is that YouTube can be an all or nothing game. For example, if my goal was to become a builder, I could go down and start an apprenticeship and I could be getting paid for that apprenticeship. When I became a full builder, then I'd be getting my full wage as a builder. But I could afford to spend 3 or 4 years working as an apprentice because I was still getting enough money to cover my living expenses. YouTube is not like this. Until you get around 1,000 subscribers, chances are you probably won't get a dime. Even when you get 1,000 subscribers, there's no way you'll make enough money to live off. If one of the reasons you're thinking of starting a YouTube channel is that you think it could be a great way to earn a little bit of extra money, I would recommend you think again. When you're first starting out, making money or making a living off YouTube is pretty much impossible. So either take it on as a side hustle or make sure you have a backup plan. Another really big con is that it can break some people. For me, like I said, it made me stronger. It made me more confident. But for other people with different personalities, it can really just push you down and squash you and you come out worse than you started off. Now, you might not know what kind of person you are. Is YouTube going to make you stronger or is YouTube going to push you down? Then if it does happen, it's not going to be so bad. A con that a lot of people don't think about is that YouTube can actually be detrimental to your health, as well as gaming. For example, I know friends who have RSI in their wrists because they've been using their mouses too much, people who have back injuries because they've been sitting down too much, or people whose eyesight is slowly getting worse and worse and worse from just staring at screens for 8 hours a day. If you're a frequent gamer or YouTuber, this is something you definitely need to take into account. You don't want to get any long-term injuries. My second last con is that the gaming niche has a younger audience. For example, if I was making videos about fixing cars, I was a mechanic, my audience demographics are going to be a lot older, and from a business perspective, if I'm trying to make money off this channel, that's better. If my average audience age is around 30, most of those people are going to have credit cards and most of those people are going to be able to support my channel financially if that's part of my business plan. I know very few 12-year-olds who have credit cards. The final con is that YouTube is constantly evolving. This means that you're going to constantly have to be evolving with it. Just because you really want to make Fortnite videos and Fortnite is your passion, doesn't mean that Fortnite isn't going to die in 2 years from now. And if it does, you're either going to have to move with the times or your channel's going to die. So there are some pros and cons that I think you should definitely consider when you're deciding whether or not you're going to start a gaming YouTube channel or not. I probably didn't know about 90% of these things when I first started, and most of them came as a shock to me. But hopefully these videos helped you out, giving you a bit of an insight into actually what matters, what doesn't, and the pros and cons specifically for gaming channels on YouTube. If you know someone who's thinking of starting a gaming YouTube channel, feel free to send this video to them because it could help them out. I'm sure they'd appreciate you thinking of them. Until then, the videos I mentioned earlier will be up on screen, so I definitely recommend you watch them. I'm Marcus, thanks again for watching and have a great day.